Watch what happens now. It's amazing, oh, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing, whoa, it's amazing, oh, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing. Watch what happens now.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel Guillermo Morales. I'm from Mexico. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I'm here in Vancouver right now. I'm studying English. At the beginning, I just don't know how to have a conversation, but right now I'm here at the SSLC at Vancouver, Canada. It's a great school. It's awesome. It's awesome. You really need to try it. It's easy for you guys to just click on the website and get all the information. And I swear you guys, it's the best option for you. Thanks.
Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. 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 Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine.
All right, welcome everybody. Hope you're doing well today. We're here for our CACCT webinar in Toronto. My name is Heather. I'm the academic manager at SSLC in Toronto. And we have our lovely CACCT teacher, Jocelyn, also joining us. How are you, Jocelyn?
I'm great, Heather. How are you? Yes, my name is Jocelyn.
So Jocelyn has been teaching CACCT for a few years. She's one of our wonderful English teachers. I know all the students are happy when they can join another class from her. So this is a great opportunity. We're able to have our CACCT class back. So we have some slides prepared for today to give some information about the program. And we've got Jem in the background helping us out with our presentation today. Thanks, Jem. If you guys have any questions, you can write them in the chat and we will do our best to answer them either now or send you online to get the most information. You can visit us online at studySSLC.com to see all of our different programs. We have ESL, we have IELTS, we have a university pathway program, business English, medical English, English for work, lots of different things online and on campus. We also have some self-study programs for IT or medical English, whatever you are interested in. So a lot of opportunities for everybody to learn something and improve and get some English practice. All right, so let's get started with CACCT. Jem, if we can go ahead to the first content slide here. This one, perfect. So first of all, Jocelyn, let me ask you, what is CACCT? What does it mean?
CACCT is the cabin crew class that was developed many years ago by a former SSLC teacher named Patricia. Patricia created the course. She used to work for the United Arab Emirates Airlines. So she had a lot of experience, and she created this course. And I've took it on, as Heather said, about 3 or 4 years ago, and have kind of adapted it and added to it. But basically what it is like an introduction to working in the cabin crew industry. So you learn customer service, you learn interview skills, you learn common vocabulary and phrases that will help you in the job of an airline industry worker, especially if English is not your native language. It's kind of an introduction to the jargon or the phrases you'll need to be successful in the world of cabin crew. So that's just in general what the class is all about.
Perfect. So communication for airline and cabin crew training, I believe, is the whole acronym. Yeah. And yes. Jocelyn has been trained by an expert and has been teaching this class very successfully. And every time I talk to you about it, you're finding new videos and new guest speakers to join, and a lot of great content. Some influencers on Instagram who are flight attendants posting things about their daily life, which is always really cool for students to see in real life how things work. So it's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always say that basically anyone under the age of 35 who is a cabin crew has their own YouTube channel. Some are better than others, but the ones that are good, I try to take videos from their channels and hear their firsthand experiences on the job. And, you know, as the teacher, I'm kind of the middleman, and I like to take these videos and explain new words or some things that they might say, and then as a class we can talk about some of those videos.
Yeah, great. Nice. So our CACCT program at the moment is running online through our virtual platform. The entire course takes about 16 weeks to complete. There are 8 different modules, which we'll go through in a minute. The usual schedule that we're running is 2 days a week, either Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday, between 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that means for students who are taking the class from abroad, if you're in Japan, if you're in Korea, this is a good time zone for you guys. You don't have to stay up so late to join our classes. So we've designed it for all of our students around the world to be able to join. Every module is covered in 2 weeks. So you'll study about maybe airline safety, customer service, job interviews, each at 2 weeks. As Jocelyn said, the materials that we have are specially developed by SSLC. So they're our own materials, plus all of these real life materials and content that Jocelyn has collected and added. A lot of online resources, which is great because it's an online class. So much content that we can explore and use to learn. At the end of the course, we do have a certificate of completion from SSLC that if you are applying for a cabin crew job, you can use this to add to your application and show that you have some training in English for cabin crew. or just for general interest, or if you're applying for a college program in cabin crew or in the airline industry, this is just a plus that you can add to your application package. So you can study with us from all around the world. So let's go ahead to the next slide here, Jem, and we can go over some of the modules and some of the other details. All right, so we've got 8 modules: introduction to cabin crew, landing a cabin crew job, preparing for a cabin crew interview, airline customer service, which I think, Jocelyn, also applies to customer service in any situation. These are transferable skills, so always helpful. Introduction to the aviation industry, introduction to aircraft familiarization. So like this word, you will learn all of the new vocabulary that you need for this topic. Safety and emergency procedures, and catering and food service. So a lot of transferable skills. Jocelyn, do you have any points that you like about any of these particular modules that are the most interesting for you, or maybe the most practical for all industries?
Well, the customer service module is always really fun because I've had students in the past who maybe aren't sure about actually working in the cabin crew industry, but they have past experience in customer service, or they want to do customer service in the future. And like Heather said, these are transferable skills, which means, yes, you're talking about airplane situations, but they could also apply to a future job in a restaurant or a future job working as a salesperson. So we do things like role play, where one student acts like a difficult customer. The other student has to be the customer service person and think of a solution that works for everyone. I do base a lot of them on airline situations, like what do you do if a person complains that the child won't stop crying on the plane, which there's not really a good answer for, but we have some fun, creative discussion about, well, what do you do? What do you say to the customer? And then what do you say to the mother of the child to be polite and respectful? So it's not always an easy answer, but it's always a really fun discussion of what you would do in this situation. And it's quite fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a lot of students who join, not for the whole program maybe, but for some specific modules. So this program can be taken all 16 weeks, or you can choose a 2-week period based on the topic that you want. So if you know that you are going to be applying for jobs and you need some help with preparing your cover letter or CV, filling out job applications, or interview prep, you can join that particular week with us, and Jocelyn will walk you through the process of applying for jobs in Canada and, helping with CVs, because it's a different process in Canada than in other countries. Some things you should or should not include on your CV. Yeah.
And you actually create a cover letter and CV with me, which is a good chance to learn the vocabulary that will make your CV stand out. So this is vocabulary building. Instead of just saying, I am good at cleaning, well, can you think of a more CV resume word to do that? And I will help you develop that. I will help you edit that. And it's an actual resume in CV you can use in the real world. So
yeah, very important skills. And for any job that you will get in Canada or anywhere that speaks English, this is going to be useful for you. Also, as we all know, I'm sure, most airlines work in English. So a lot of the cabin crew speak multiple languages, but English is definitely one of them. So being able to use English anywhere is a big advantage of working for cabin crew. You can work in any country, you can fly everywhere, you can easily get around the cities on your layovers, and it's great. This is, I think, another topic of your class, right? Is on the layovers, what to do and what not to do.
we talk about layover safety and things to know about staying at a hotel or going out on your layovers. And this is definitely a time when I use the YouTube flight attendant channels where they give real world advice. And they say, you know, this is what I do when I go to my hotel. For example, before you get comfortable, check behind the door, check the closets, check the bathroom. Things that maybe you don't think about, but are really good to know if you're going to be cabin crew. So that's a really important part of being a cabin crew, is what do you do on your layovers or your time between flights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not only like academic understanding of this role, but also practical life skills. So you get a lot out of this class. And as we said, it's part-time. So you study in the evening, so you can continue your regular job or your studies at the same time and just develop all of your skills.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us some more details about your students? So who takes this class? Where are they from? What are they doing with it? Or what is their end goal?
So that's a good question. When the class, I used to teach the class on campus before COVID, and I tended to get students from Japan, but maybe also a little bit of variety, sometimes Korea, sometimes Mexico.
Mhm.
I find that online it's more Japanese. I know from many years of experience teaching this course that in Japan, cabin crew is such a sought after profession. Many women really want this job. So I do get a lot of Japanese women wanting to take this. But I've had men before. I've had people from Latin America as well. I've had students who they know it's their dream to be cabin crew, and I've had some who say, you know, I've studied general English before. I know my grammar. I feel strong with that, but I want to work in management someday. So I want to have time to practice my customer service and professional skills. So it's a variety. It depends on what you really want to get out of it. But I hope there's something for everybody.
Yeah, I think definitely there is. So even if it's just a change of topic for ESL students or career development, you'll be able to find some great advantages to this program. All right, let's move on to the next slide here. So for program requirements, we have a few different ways that you can join CACCT. The first option is if you're coming from outside of the school, you can easily take our free entrance exam, or you can show any official language test result like TOEFL, TOEIC, or IELTS, or Duolingo also is very popular these days. You should have about an intermediate level of English. As Jocelyn mentioned, a lot of the content we're using is like videos and diaries from real cabin crew employees. So they're, you know, not changing their language at all. They're speaking normally. So you'll be able to practice listening to real people talking about this job. We don't require an interview for the program. But yeah, you can join directly from our ESL program or via one of these entrance exams. So
Heather, can I answer Carlos's question?
Sure, yeah, let me read the question here from
sure.
Carlos. Thanks, Carlos, for your question. So he says, I want to be a flight attendant. Do I need a college degree to be a flight attendant?
Good question, Carlos. You do not need a college degree. Sometimes it can help, but from what I know, the number one thing about cabin crew is customer service. So if there's a person with a college degree and no customer service, there's a person who never went to college, but they've worked as a waitress for 6 years, the cabin crew airline is more likely to choose the person with 6 years customer service and ignore the college degree person. Because at the end of the day, Customer service is everything. And if you watch any of the YouTubers, the cabin crew YouTubers, they're all going to say the same thing. Sometimes people go to college to study nursing or to study something like that, or professional like business. And sometimes the skills they learn in college can help them. But at the end of the day, your personality, the way you work with customers, and your excitement for the job is what cabin crew for airlines, really look for. Okay.
Yeah, and I think we all know from experience, like to have a good customer service person in your flight working the crew makes all the difference in the world when you're flying, as opposed to somebody who's a little bit cranky and not very into customer service. It affects your travel experience. So both are possible. Yeah. I'll also point out that we are running our EPE program, pathway program, for students who want to go to university or college in Canada. And we have partners with, I think now almost 50 colleges and universities across Canada, and also some in other places as well. And a bunch of them do offer flight attendant programs. So this is a good precursor to taking one of those college programs, is you'll go into it already with some vocabulary, some experience, and some understanding of what those courses require. So it's a great first step. We have another question here from Laura Sophia. I'm 15 years old. Can I take this program? I don't know if we've had 15-year-olds in the program before, Jocelyn.
I had 2 boys from Panama who were 16.
Okay.
There's no problem taking the course. I know you can't apply for cabin crew jobs until you're 18 or 19, but if your level of English is intermediate and you feel like a strong reader and a generally kind of strong English learner, then there's no problem taking this course.
Great.
You'll get something out of it. For sure.
Exactly. You just have to wait a few years before you get drinks on a plane. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great first step. Laura, also, if you are dreaming about becoming a flight attendant, this will be the very first step in your process, and also a great way to practice English and get some other experience. So that's a great idea.
Can I also just add one thing, Heather? As I always like to tell students, that this is exactly what Heather just said. It is a first step to cabin crew. Every airline, if you get the job, if you pass the interview, they've shown that you're a friendly, good person, every airline does very specified training for their airline. So that is something that the airline will do. Mm-hmm. I'm not a substitute for that. I'm like a general introduction to teach you the vocabulary, to boost your confidence in role play situations. But I will not teach you every single thing there is to know about safety on the airline or what to do in an emergency. Every airline will do that individual training. So I just like to make sure that people understand I am step 1, and it's a good times.
Yeah, we are not the cabin crew training school. We are the English for cabin crew training school. Yes. So yes, it's a precursor, but definitely, Laura, you can contact us, reach out to us, and we can give you some more details about the program and registration process. All right. Let's carry on to the next slides here. I think we have a few more details. So future opportunities, we've discussed some of these already. So after you complete our program, you'll be well prepared for a career in cabin crew. You'll also know the process to apply for international or domestic airline companies. So as we said, Jocelyn goes through the detailed process of even filling out application forms, writing a CV, writing a cover letter, and the words and phrases you should use to target specific skills that you have. You can also apply to other positions in the airline industry, so ground staff, airport lounge attendant, all those great people who get to stay in the airport or travel around from country to country and talk to people from around the world. It's great.
Yeah.
And as we said, there's a lot of transferable skills in this program that you can use for any industry related to customer service, or even just if you want practice with the job application process. So lots of chances for you to grow, improve your English, and also improve your life skills.
Of course.
All right. And I think we have one more slide coming up here. Technical requirements. Yes. So because this is an online program, we are teaching it via Zoom. I think everybody is probably familiar with Zoom these days. It's been our best friend throughout the pandemic. So you need access to Zoom, a computer or a laptop, and a quiet place that you can take the class from. Of course, you need an email address so we can send you the class materials and also the Zoom information. A stable internet connection. This can be Wi-Fi or regular internet. And of course, a webcam and microphone so that you can hear and speak easily throughout the class. We do make a big point to have all students, as Jocelyn and I are right now, on screen, on video, talking, participating. This is a communicative style class, so everybody will have a chance to participate, to answer questions, to talk to the other students. We make it very interactive. So yes, you need to have the technology to be able to participate, and yeah, it'll be a great time.
Yes, about the email is I usually send an email after every class that I often will send screenshots of the notes. That's just my online teaching style. I like to send the notes in case you didn't have time to write them all down. And also, this class does have homework, especially the earlier modules. There's quite a lot of reading in the manual. And for the most part, I think they're quite interesting readings. I do like to give these readings as homework because then in class we talk about them. Mm-hmm. So, this is where it's good to know that you have a intermediate level, because they're not like extremely difficult readings, but they're also not like elementary level. So making sure you complete the readings and are prepared to talk about them for every class is a really important part of the class as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, the more time that you complete your homework, the more activities and interaction and discussion that can happen in class time. And that's what we're all here for at the end of the day, is communication. So yes, homework is part of the program like everything else, but great practice.
Yep.
Yes. So we are prepared to open our CACCT program this winter. You can contact our advisors, go to the website, studySSLC.com, for more information and to reach out to us. Let us know when you're ready to start and we can arrange everything for you. They can also give you information about the schedule. As we said, it's either Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday in the evenings. And all the pricing information, you can also ask one of our advisors. They are waiting to talk to you, and they also speak your language. We have people in our company speaking Japanese, Chinese, Spanish, everything. So all your questions can be directed there. There's a question here from Muhammad. How much does it cost to study the program? This is a question for one of our student advisors. You can contact them from the website, and they will give you all the details about the cost. All right. So, Jocelyn, you have any other comments about CACCT or the program? Yeah.
I just like to make sure people know that it's a fun program. Even if you're not sure you want a future in cabin crew, hopefully you will learn some things. I like to talk about the history of cabin crew, like how have airlines changed in the past 80 years. And it's amazing. They used to smoke cigarettes on a plane, if you can imagine. And talking about safety, talking about medical issues that I think are really fascinating. Talking about food service, like before I taught this course, I've been teaching it for about 4 years now. Like I didn't know lots of things about how they kept food warm or how they prepare food. My favorite fact, I'll give you guys a fun fact, is that Diet Coke is really, really bad to drink. Well, it's really bad to get when you are in the sky. It's not dangerous for your health, but cabin crew cannot pour Diet Coke into cups because the air pressure at that level makes the Diet Coke completely bubbles. So if you order a Diet Coke in the sky, most cabin crew will just give you the can because they don't have any time to sit there and wait for the foam and the bubbles. I always like that fact because I did not know that before I taught this, but all cabin crew will say, Diet Coke is the cabin crew's worst nightmare. Because it's all foam at that level. It's just, I don't know. I found it really interesting.
Yeah. So if you want to order foam, or if you would like a whole can, you can order that on your flight.
Fun facts like that, I think, are really helpful and really, really interesting just to learn about this industry.
Great. Nice. All right. So that about wraps it up. I think we have no more questions in the chat here. So I will direct everybody to our website for more information. The link has been posted in the chat. And reach out to us with your questions, and we'll be happy to give you some more information. So thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Thanks, Jocelyn, for all the information. And thanks, Jem, for helping us behind the scenes. And we'll see you guys all at SSLC Virtual and CACCT.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.